Man, what a hectic day for Packers fans today. The Packers are signing former Cowboys linebacker from Notre Dame, Jalen Smith. About 10 minutes ago, Ian Rappaport tweeted, "Source, the Packers are, in fact, the likely landing spot for former Cowboys Pro Bowl linebacker Jalen Smith. They are finalizing details." Rappaport then went on to tweet, "The Packers had a recruiting battle with money not much of an issue because the Cowboys are paying most of his 2021 salary. They brought it home." So that is definitely something important to note. It was surprising to see the Cowboys cut Jalen Smith to begin with, considering he was signed all the way through 2025. And if he was cut in 2021 like he was, the Cowboys received $16.6 million of dead money, and they're going to be paying a lot of his guaranteed salary. So he should be a pretty cheap ad for the Green Bay Packers. And although the Packers don't have a crazy need at inside linebacker, kicking the tires on someone like Jalen Smith, once an extremely electric and athletic linebacker, is definitely worth a shot. So obviously the Packers have their starting linebacker one. They got a steal in Devondre Campbell, but after him they have Chris Barnes, their other starter, who had a concussion last week, just returned to practice today and hasn't really been great all year. Chris Barnes really hasn't been that great last year, coming into the team as an undrafted free agent out of UCLA. Played pretty well. This year he has a 58.2 overall PFF grade, which is 71st best in the NFL throughout all linebackers. But then after Chris Barnes, they have a slew of guys who don't really have many starting snaps. One being Oren Burks, who is primarily a special teams guy his entire career, but has shown some improvement this year. Played pretty well against San Francisco. Got the start last week because Chris Barnes is out. Played pretty poorly. And then we have Ty Summers, who's been pretty much an eyesore at any time he's had to play inside linebacker, missing a lot of tackles, just not being in the right place, and is literally the last ranked linebacker in the NFL via PFF right now. And then finally, they have 6th-round draft choice out of Boston College, Isaiah McDuffie, who likely isn't quite ready to get thrown into the fire at inside linebacker right yet. So as for Jalen Smith, his play kind of went downhill in 2020. After a very impressive season in 2018, he made the Pro Bowl in 2019. In 2018, he was PFF's 8th best inside linebacker, right behind his teammate Leighton Vander Esch, with an 84.1 overall grade, which included an 84.6 pass rush grade and an 80.6 cover grade. In 2018, he had 17 pressures, 4 sacks, 98 tackles, and 50 stops. Then his play and grade kind of started to go down from that point onwards. He had a 70.2 grade in 2019 and an abysmal 54.2 grade in 2020, easily his worst year. But Jalen Smith has always been a very, very solid tackler, which is great to hear because us Packers fans have definitely seen some bad tacklers on our teams over the years. Never missing more than 9% of his tackles throughout his entire career. And he had an 87.9 tackle grade in 2019 and a 78.1 tackle grade in 2020, which was also his worst year, but he had a good tackle grade that year. And this year, under his new defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, he kind of just looked out of place and a little bit sluggish. Although he is currently ranked the 23rd best inside linebacker via PFF with a 69.5 overall grade, which includes a 84.3 tackle grade and an 82.2 cover grade. But on the other hand, his run defense grade this year has been pretty terrible at a 37.4, and his pass rush hasn't been as good as it used to be either at a 51.1. But the pass rush grade and run defense grade could also be scheme related if they're not putting him in the right spots to make plays, if they're not giving him pass rush opportunities like he used to early in his career. That would make those drop. So far this year, Jalen Smith has 2 pressures, 0 sacks, 16 tackles with 0 missed tackles, and 7 stops. He's also allowed 9 receptions on 10 targets for 86 yards, which is very similar to Devondre Campbell. Allows receptions, but only for right when they're caught, and then they're tackled instantly. Not much yards after the catch, not a high average either. So I'm not mad at this signing at all. I don't think it's going to be an expensive one at all, considering the Cowboys are going to be paying a lot of his salary. And we all know Jalen Smith is an electric and athletic player, and he has shown that before in the NFL. And I think if there was a coach to maximize his talents and put him in the best position to succeed, it would be Joe Barry. We've seen what he's done with Devondre Campbell this year so far. Devondre Campbell didn't really have a big year any of his 5 prior years. Then he comes to Green Bay under Joe Barry, and he's been pretty much a star on this Packers defense. One of the better defenders on this team and one of the top ranked linebackers via PFF this year. And although, like I said, Chris Barnes did return to practice today, it's always good to have competition, especially in a room like the inside linebacker room. The Packers really haven't had great depth at inside linebacker for the past, 5 to 10 years. So to bring in someone with this much athleticism, that is a very good cover linebacker, can rush the passer, can do a plethora of things on the defense, I think it's a great signing. And Jalen Smith has also been a very healthy player after coming into the NFL with all those knee issues and the nerve damage. Outside of his rookie year, which was pretty much a redshirt year, he started every single game since. So he's been very reliable. So I still want to wait to see what the exact monetary value is and if they're signing him for multiple years or it's just this year. I guess we'll see. But I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think of this signing? Do you think it'll help out our defense? Do you think it's not a good signing? Just let me know down in the comments below. And on that note, I'll catch you on the next one. As always, go Pack Go.